the new Deca MMZ from O.S.P, a custom carbon fiber cork handle just for the hookup tackle, and literally the largest cover scat stocking we have ever had. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Deps, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. What is up, my friends? I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined by my buddy Desert Bassin this morning. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, sir. What's up?
What is happening? Where's Jeff?
Dude, Jeff's on a road to somewhere mystical.
Jeff gets a girlfriend, and all of a sudden he's just, who knows where the hell Jeff is. We are the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new product drops as well as important restocks so you guys can stay on top of the game. We also drink beer.
We like beer.
We cuss a lot as well. So if that's a problem for you, cheers. Would you like one?
I would love one. I'm honored.
So much
Thank you, sir.
better. And you get, you have earned the true experience here at the Hookup.
Look at that. 2 Orions in one video.
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Orion. The finest beer from Okinawa. Cheers, my friends. Cheers, CJ.
Cheers.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, my friends.
That's good.
That's a way to start a morning right there. Cheers, guys. I was just thinking. I was tired. Been a long week. Catching big fish. I'm not tired anymore.
That's
I'm
straight
happy.
fuel.
Yeah. All right. Well, one more thing we got to break you in on. Okay. I don't know. Have you ever held scat in your hand?
Once or twice, but I'm not proud of it.
Okay, well, this is the #1 selling soft plastic bait in the world now. It started about a year ago, the #1 soft plastic selling bait in Japan. We brought them over. A lot of people thought it was ridiculous. They've gone absolutely nutty. It catches fish when nothing else can. This is the biggest supply of cover scats ever. We literally had to order this huge shipment last year to get these kind of numbers. So everything you guys have been waiting for in cover scats is back. 2.5 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, and all the key colors, right? June bugs, the green pumpkins, the green pumpkin candies, the kasumis, the blacks, the golden shiners, right? Everything is back. Now, just in case you guys have no idea what we're talking about, hold out your hand there, CJ.
I'm ready for this.
I'm going to put a scat in your hand.
Wow, it's warm.
It is. Smell it. It's kind of squiddy.
Yeah, it is very squiddy.
Yeah. Well, it has taste and flavor to their scat.
Taste and
flavor.
So
this is important. So, cover scats designed to be basically a heavy sinking Senko type bait. There's a lot of thought that goes into this, even though it looks like a piece of shit, right? There's a lot of thought that is designed into this. So the ribs are designed to keep it upright. There's a special place where the hook comes out so that it doesn't tear, so that it has a little extra flexibility versus most soft plastics. There's a little bump in the scat, I guess, so that the hook point can sit in there. The back end is a little bit more bulbous and grooved, and that's designed to imitate not just the feel, but also the feel as far as the water push goes of a crawfish. If you look at a shell of a crustacean, they're all kind of grooved. So this guy just gets down, you fish it weightless, you fish it just like you would a jig. You can kind of sink it down, rip it through rock piles, and this bait will come through and move and give you guys a different look that you can't get with a jig. or soft plastic. So again, anything that you guys have been waiting on, all these colors, you know, they're all available. I would expect they're going to fly out of here again, even though there's been a little bit more production in scats than there was a couple years ago. A lot of these hard to find colors, like the green pumpkin colors, the green pumpkin candies, so on and so forth, are really hard to keep around. So if you guys have been waiting, or you want to add to your scat pile, give me that scat back, CJ.
Here's your scat back to your pile.
Okay, available now. All right, while we are on Deps, a couple of restocks to let you guys know about. 5/8 cover scats, or 5/8 bull flats. I just got cover scat on the mind.
Shit on the mind.
5/8 bull flats return. So the bull flat is the bluegill profile bait. There's still a handful of smaller sizes. These are going to start trickling in. So they're starting with the 5/8 and they're going to work down the sizing. This guy is amazing when you need just a big bluegill profile. You can fish it just like a swim bait. You could use an 8/0 hook on it or a 7/0 hook. You can also Texas rig it. You can free rig it if you're a man. A man's free rigging bait. So there you go. All the key colors, the green pumpkins, the bluegills, all that kind of stuff return from Deps. Last week we did a restock in Slide Swimmer 175s. This week we see a couple of colors return in the Slide Swimmer 250. We've kind of kept this under wrap. We haven't advertised it very much because anytime Slide Swimmers come in, they're not huge restocks. So we wanted to give you guys a first crack. So Butch Brown Emerald Trout and Butch Brown Bass return in the Slide Swimmer 250. So in case you're not familiar, these are 6-ounce, 250 millimeter baits. Arguably, this is probably the best glide bait on the market, or kind of noted as like the staple glide bait, right? Every glide bait does something different. Some move slower, some move faster, some move wider. Some have different swims. But the Slide Swimmer 250 is kind of known as like the one to kind of have. So a couple of really dope, these are US only Butch Brown exclusive colors. So cool to have a trout and a bass in stock. So grab them. Available now while supplies last from Deps. So Griff was just saying that, you know, 250 is a pretty big bait, right? And it is. It's a pretty big bait. Sir, hold this. How about a bigger glide bait, brand new from Deps, a couple years in the making. So big that it comes in this beautiful black box. You ready for this?
Let's do it. That's
okay.
Nice.
Let's officially release this, maybe. Okay, there we go. Slide this out. The first opening. Now, if these speak to you, you're going to want to grab quick because we ordered like 100 and I think we got like 10s. So very, very limited. They're freaking big, dude. That is huge. Okay, so there you go. The GiraGira Kougeki is now available. Now they're only doing 2 colors. Look at that thing. Let's take it out. They have been teasing this bait now, again, like I said, for a couple of years. And tease is probably the wrong word. They've been trying to get it perfected. They knew they wanted to develop a big bait. So this is roughly 12 inches, a little over 11 ounces. So very, very big. It has an elastomer tail, so it's going to be very durable. They will come out with some extra tails as well. If you guys have seen any of the footage of Deps teasing or using this thing, just a monstrous glide. I mean, this thing just moves so big under the water. So for you guys that are into big baits and throwing big baits, this is going to be a super exciting drop for you. Now, these aren't cheap. Right? Give me that Slide Swimmer. Let's compare side to side. That's a pretty big difference. You know what? I'm going to take it out of the box because it's going to look even more nutty, I think, after it's out of the box. Now, Slide Swimmer isn't cheap either. But, dude, that's a huge difference. There's a little kid Slide Swimmer 250. There's the GiraGira Kougeki. That's a big difference, right? So if you guys are looking to just elevate your Slide Swimmer or your glide bait game to the next level, this is definitely another level from Deps. So Again, almost 12 ounces. These are going to be crazy, crazy limited. I mean, there's not really much else to talk about with a glide bait other than to tell you that it glides big, right? It's a big profile bait. It has a beautiful glide. These are going to be floating versions, right? So they're gonna stay high. Of course, you can weight them if you want them to be slow sink. $350. So it's not a cheap bait. I mean, Deps isn't known for making cheap baits anyways. But crazy limited for now. It'll be interesting to see what Deps does on long-term production. So you're looking right now at their Megabass color. Okay, let me set that down. There's 2 colors. So that's color number A, or 1. Color number A. I've definitely been hanging out with Ethan.
The numerical alphabet system.
Yeah, that's the color number A. All right, and this is color number 2, their Wakasagi color. So there you go. So you got your choice. You got a Wakasagi or a bass, both kind of bait fishish type patterns, which is super dope. So you guys fishing around gizzard shad, or I mean, we were talking yesterday, CJ, about, you know, there are so many like 3 and 4 pound gizzard shad just everywhere. And we caught a couple giants that are just like stuffed with gizzards. So it may seem huge to a lot of people, and it's gonna be too big for a lot of people, but it's gonna be just the right size for a lot of you. So there you go. While supplies last, available now, the brand new glide bait from Deps. Scoop them up. That's ginormous.
I'm definitely buying one of those.
I want that box. Like, just to, like,
The box is sick. Well, 20 bucks. 20 bucks, you can have this box.
I'll buy that.
Buy the box, fill it with cover scat.
It is in my cover scat box.
Yeah.
It's all oily inside.
Yeah, it's
with
all
the-
disgusting. All right, guys, the moment that a lot of us have been waiting for from OSP, the official release of the Deca MMZ. Now, we've had the MMZ worm for a while, available in 2 sizes, the Chibi and the Nami. So this is their large version, finally like a legit size that we can throw without having to be like super, super finessey. The brand new Deca MMZ. Now, Griff, you and Jeff, and I have never seen Jeff so happy
Right?
as those photos that you sent. In fact, CJ, if I send you a photo, can you post it here?
Mhm.
Literally, Jeff never smiles. He never eats. He never drinks. He never shows up for our Sunday conversations, right? He definitely never drinks beer, and he never fucking smiles. This dude had such a good time throwing this thing. You guys took these out just so we can know. Here, why am I talking about it? Tell me your experience with these things. Really, we wanted to test like durability and what they did. Here, it's Griff, everyone. Yay.
It's Griff. Okay, so, I mean, it's a worm, and it's
No shit.
It's got a couple of curves on it. It looks pretty simple, right? But as we were throwing these things, I mean, these wouldn't be in the water for more than 2 seconds before they were getting bit, and they were getting munched. And traditionally, with a long worm, you want a big hook, or you want to give that fish time to eat it. Not this time, dude. It was just like I had a size 4 hook, just like this much of the tip where my hook was, and they would hit it, and they would take off with it, and they'd be hooked instantly. It's so sick. They munch it. It falls just like a nightcrawler would fall in the water, and the fish, they attack it. Like we've had three worms in a pack,
Yeah.
and then we caught over 20 fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so super durable. The hook would kind of rip the top. You just break it off. You put another hook, or put the hook down a little further. You work from a 13 to a 10 to a 12 to an 8, and then it was getting bit all the way around. So the fish love it. They were killing it. It was super dope.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, good job making Jeff smile.
That was the biggest win of the day.
Yeah, you two are cute together, by the way.
That shit was funny, dude.
Do you know what I call this, CJ?
Hmm.
I call this the Inu Rig Killer.
Okay.
Do you remember the Inu Rig?
Oh yeah.
Right. It was super dope, super complicated to put together. Now you can just buy this and it does the same movement.
Yeah.
Because it's built with these coils in it, right? And the small ones are built the same way. But then as you pull it, it straightens out and then it retracts back so that it moves and looks just like a real nightcrawler would in the water. So a handful of colors. There's some great, like real natural, worm or nightcrawler colors in this thing. There's a green pumpkin, right? And you can nose hook this. You can fish it weightless. You can drop shot it. You can free rig it. You can do whatever you want with this. There's ghost shrimp. There's a bright bubble gum. So, you know, for this time of the year, this would be super sick. So there you go, guys. If you've been waiting or just want to try a big ass worm, this is a pretty big worm without being ridiculous, right? I think it's worth a shot. I think you guys are going to catch a ton of fish. There you go. The brand new Deca MMZ from OSP. Are you taking my worm?
Oh, when you're done.
Oh, no. Take whatever you want. Are you that desperate for a worm?
I want it.
Okay, there you go.
He wants that worm.
Available until Griff buys them all. All right, while we were talking OSP soft plastics, literally probably the biggest restock ever of Dolive plastics. So if you hang out around here, you know that we're huge Dolive plastic fans. So almost everything is back. So Dolive Beavers, pretty much every color available. The 3-inch, the 4-inch, the 3.5-inch, all the key colors, all the key sizes, everything returns. If you guys have been waiting on the Beavers, great time to pick those up. Dolive sticks, everything returns. So the fat, which is a great one for kind of just flipping and pitching around. The little guy, the 3-inch, which is a great kind of Ned rig or nose hook drop shot. The 4.5, which is a great kind of Senko replacement or a fluke. Those all return. We also see a return in all the key colors of the 3.5, which is kind of the magical free rig size. So all the key colors like black, green pumpkin return. If you guys fish anywhere, you know, we talk about like green pumpkin and ghost shrimp, right? We talk about these colors a lot. Ghost shrimp is a great goby color. Green pumpkin is a great crawfish color, just all around generator of strikes. Black is kind of the secret weapon in the Dolive stick. If you guys fish anywhere, basically, I mean, I think of it as up north, but anywhere where there's a smallmouth, if they eat leeches or hellgrammites or little bugs or any of that stuff, those are almost always black. And it seems like black is one of those weird colors that a lot of people think of like at night, but they don't think of a lot in clear water, and it's an absolute killer, especially when the bite's tough. So all those return, definitely worth a try. In a Dolive stick for sure, but even in things like a Senko or a little jig, like give black a shot. I think you guys will catch a lot more fish with it. Dolive stick, Spec 2s are back as well in all sizes. So the 4.5, the 6-inch, the 3.5, and then there's also a brand new Dolive stick that arrives. I know it's confusing, right? There's a Dolive stick, there's a Dolive stick Spec 2, and now there's a Dolive stick Spec 2 non-salt version. Okay, so let me break this down so this isn't confusing. Original Dolive stick, right? Full of salt. Think of this as kind of like a, when you buy like a Yamamoto bait, like a Senko, full of salt, right? Full of flavor, dense, so it has a certain density to where it can sink on its own. Designed to fish weightless, right? So they want it to kind of sink and have a ton of flavor. When they developed the Dolive stick Spec 2, these are only half salt, so they're a lower salt content. So the idea behind the Spec 2 was that the top layer is salt and the bottom layer is unsalted. That way it still has a specific center of gravity so that you can fish it weightless, but it's going to fall slower than the original. So if you're fishing really skinny water, grass, that kind of stuff, it's going to have a slower fall, but it's also a little bit more durable, so it lends itself really good to trailers, right? Chatterbait trailer is how we use most of them, especially on some of these key colors like a jackhammer stealth. This is always on the back of it, right? Spinnerbait, that kind of stuff you can use as a trailer. Well, over the last couple of years, we talked about the Cover Scat being a huge player in Japan, like literally like probably the most popular plastic in Japan. Over the last probably year and a half, a rig called the Biwa rig or Nagoya rig has become incredibly popular. And basically what that is it is a soft stick bait like a Dolive stick on a really, really light jig head, like an 1/8 ounce, 16th ounce, 32nd ounce, and they're making these really long casts and just kind of shaking it. And as it shakes, the body kind of flares side to side, right? It's a technique that's been around for a long time, but it's gained incredible traction over the last year and a half. Some giants have been coming out of Japan. Well, the problem with having a salted bait is that you can't fish it slow enough because the bait wants to kind of sink And for this type of fishing, they want that bait to stay really high and have movement and stay real horizontal. So they developed a pure non-salt version. So if you guys are using that Beaver rig, you know, or the Nagoya rig, these are going to be great ones. There's only 3 colors for now. They're going to expand it, but there's, you know, a golden shiner, there's a green thunder, there's a lively wakasagi. These are also going to be great ones for fishing really high and almost waking on the surface weightless, okay? So, or a free rig, you can let the weight kind of pull it down. This is going to have an incredibly slow fall, almost a true suspend under the water. So some good options there, brand new from OSP. We also see huge restocks in, you know, other soft plastics like Dolive Craws. If you've been waiting, we talk about the Craw a lot. Griff dropped a video this week even talking about the Craw. I mean, it's just an incredible trailer. O.S.P Shad Tails, Dolive Gills, if you guys are looking for another great free rig bait. All those return as well this week from OSP. All right, some brand new color drops from OSP and some hard baits. Did you see these in person yet?
No.
You haven't been here the last couple days. So one of Griff and I's favorite baits returns, the bent minnow. Now, huge restock. Almost all colors are back in the bent minnow in the 76 and the 86 size, okay? And tons of new colors. Definitely check out. There's a bunch of them other than these two, but the global release of chartreuse wakasagi and numeri shad in the bent minnow is here. So 2 brand new colors. In the 76, we also see a bunch of color drops, some really cool like abalone and some really clear baitfish patterns. And then the 86, we add things like tanaga, some matte shad, some matte wakasagis, that kind of stuff. Let me take these out so you guys can see them. I posted this on Instagram a couple days ago, and a lot of you scooped them up. So, you know, make sure you're following us on Instagram as well so you can see it. So if you guys aren't familiar with the bent minnow is just a super dope topwater bait. It's just really, really fun. So these are floating baits that you can twitch, you can walk very easily, just like a normal topwater bait, but you can also kind of rip them and they will kind of dive like a jerk bait and have these crazy movements. The idea that it's bent, and Griff and I laugh about this all the time, like we honestly think that this was probably like one of those fuck ups.
Yeah.
Right? Like they left a bait in the sun and it warped and they're like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna throw it anyways. And they're like, holy shit, it does this cool stuff, right? Because I don't know how you would think of like, well, let's maybe just bend a bait, right? But it does some crazy, crazy stuff under the water. It looks so good and so natural. It's just a really fun bait to fish. So there you go. There's a look at numeri shad. Like I said, a bunch of new colors, so definitely check these out. If you like to have a good time, you like to throw little topwater baits, little subsurface baits, the bent minnow is one to definitely add. They don't come around that often. I don't think we've seen a stock of these in probably close to a year. So OSP doesn't make them that often, so if it speaks to you, grab them. Those are available while supplies last from OSP. All right, we also see an expansion from OSP in the I-Waiver. We see the new size of I-Waiver 74. We also see a new color in Real IU ads. So this is just a little bit larger version of the I-Waiver. We talked about the I-Waiver last week, how it's kind of, you know, OSP's version of the do nothing, kind of that eye motion where you just kind of throw it out and the bait just kind of goes straight, doesn't have a lot of action, just super finessey. The 74 size gives you just a little bit bigger size. So 74 millimeters, 4.5 grams. So just a little larger profile, a little easier to throw. Those are also available now. And then finally in hard baits, we see some new color drops in the Durga line. So the Durga, super popular jerkbait from OSP, one of our favorites, 73 millimeters, 4.7 grams. So this is definitely kind of either bait finesse or spinning rod sizes here, but we see a great new Shireo color, just a nice clear bait fish. We see real wakasagi, so a brand new color there as well. And then this is an exciting one. If you guys are Bento Box subscribers, you would have received this color last year. OSP made this color special for their pro staff, and they ended up winning like back-to-back Bassmaster tournaments there in Japan. So they finally released it as a global release color, just a super, super dope color. So if you guys like throwing little jerk baits, this is a great time to grab them. All the colors are back, plus some new colors from OSP in the Durga. And we're only about halfway through, CJ, and that's some dope stuff already. So
Yeah,
Cheers. Let's have a drink.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff today. This is nice.
Yeah, that's all fun stuff. All right, finishing up OSP. A couple of soft good items. You guys know that we love wearing OSP hats. We see 4 new colors drop this week in their logo hats, and these are pretty cool. So kind of an orange and white, but these are the ones that are really dope. They're kind of a painted camo, right? So kind of a painted camo black, a black with a painted camo back. It's pretty dope. And then if you're griffer, you can pull off some crazy fucking colors, just a straight painted camo. Okay, so some new hats, one-time run from OSP, so if those speak to you, you can scoop those up. And then something that I wasn't sure I was going to like. I was hopeful, but I'm super glad that I ordered these because they're amazing. Brand new OSP Rod Covers arrived. So 3 colors. There is a red, a blue, and a black. Okay, now let me grab these because the first thing I did was take them out and make sure they were cool, and they're so dope. So the OSP Rod Covers are going to be kind of like this meshy neoprene material. It's kind of a little softer than, say, something like a rod glove would be, right? They are going to come with built-in Velcro straps. There is a hanger on the top as well if you wanted to, you know, I don't know, hang them for some reason, right? Like maybe storage is tough. You don't have a rod rack in your garage. You just need to hang them on a rack. You could do that. Now, what's dope about this is that they will hold up to 5 rods, they say. So this was super easy to just put them around your rods, strap them. If you have 5, you might need to get the OSP rod belt as well and just kind of strap once down below just to keep everything organized. But this is just a great way to keep them safe, keep them organized, keep them all together. For me, like I literally live like a bum out of my truck. Would you agree, CJ?
No, that thing's it's the most clean truck I've ever seen.
It is a beautiful
I love
truck.
your handle too.
Oh yeah, it took CJ like 40 minutes to figure out how to get out of my car yesterday.
No joke, I had to go out the passenger side.
You didn't have to go to the passenger side, you just didn't know how to work my handle.
You're right.
It's special, right? So I literally at all times probably have like 30 rods in the back of my truck, and there's baits on them. I mean, it's just a shit show. And every time I need one on the bottom, like all rods have to come out. So this way I can keep them compressed, I can keep them organized. Super dope. So I'm excited for this. So those are available again, the 3 colors, red, blue, and black, OSP Rod Covers, available now. All right, a couple new colors from Megabass arrived this week in the I-Waiver Shad TX. Now, we should see a huge Megabass week next week. This week, all the core colors in most things return. So 110s, Spark Shads, Wazays, SV3s, all the normal Megabass stuff. Almost everything should be in stock. Rods, right? Knock yourself out. There is a shit ton of inventory here right now in Megabass. But we're always excited when we get new things, right? So here you go, 2 new colors in the I-Waiver Shad TX. So we see Biwako Hiuo. Let me take that out too. So the I-Waiver Shad TX is the brand new bait. It's the deepest diving in the I-Waiver line. So they advertise it as being a 4-meter dive. So a true like 12, 13, 14 foot diver. So now you got this beautiful, just transparent baitfish pattern. So Biwako Hiuo. And this is a color that speaks to me because I'm a sucker for clear and I'm a sucker for white. So stoked for that guy. And then this guy is IK Skeleton Strong Chartreuse. So this is basically a transparent version of the IK Chartreuse, right? Or the Strong Chartreuse. This is the skeleton version. So let me take this out just so you can see it. So there you go. So nice kind of transparent clear with chartreuse back. I mean, that's just going to be a smallmouth killer anywhere you guys are in clear water. So 2 new colors from Megabass, I-Waiver Shad TX. Both are available now. All right, brand new this week from G-nius Project. G-nius Project is the brand that brought us the Plus Blade. That's that great little blade adapter that we can add to a spinnerbait, make it look like an A-rig. Well, they've taken it a step further and introduced to you the Plus Blade school. Okay, so this is a way for you to build your own kind of quick A-rig. Okay, and it's super dope. When you put it together, it's going to look something like this. So you can attach any bait you want down here, and you basically just have that little school of bait out in front of it. So you could put a little swim bait back there. You could put a, I don't know, whatever you can imagine, right? Crankbait, whatever. But it just lets you add basically just a school of fish in front of it just to enhance the look and appeal of it. So let's say you're throwing a swim bait down the bank and you're catching them and all of a sudden they stop biting it. You can literally just attach it to the swivel, and now you have kind of an A-rig version of that same bait going through the water just to enhance it very easily. So super simple to put together. I mean, all you do here is you attach the blades. Now, these are going to come in a silver, right? They're going to come in a gunmetal, and they're going to come in a gold version. Okay, now I'm a sucker for silver and gold, right? Kind of a combo. So I just bought a silver, and then I had a gold left over. You could also just buy a silver and a gold, but all the regular plus blades fit on here. So you just attach the two plus blades to the big arm, right? And then the small arm literally just kind of has this little CPS piece on it, very similar to a CPS spring. And it literally just twists right on there, and then it's attached. You tie your line to here, you attach your swim bait there. Super simple, super easy. Just a fast way to enhance the look of a bait, to maybe get you some extra bites, or just make it look a little bit more voluptuous underwater. And we all like that, right? So there you go. Brand new product from G-nius, the Plus Blade School, available now. All right, a couple new color drops this week from Bottom Up. We see a couple new colors in the Volup swimmer, as well as a restock of some of the existing colors. So things like Wakasagi, Chartreuse back. Now these are going to be in the 3-3 size. So this is the smaller size, great size to throw on its own. You can throw it on a jig head, you can throw it weightless, you can use it as a jig trailer. So excited to get these guys in, available now. And then we also see a couple new color drops. We see a new shrimp color and a green pumpkin chartreuse in the 4-inch Hurry Shrimp. So the Hurry Shrimp, if you guys haven't been throwing it, this is going to become a staple for a lot of you guys. It's one of the sickest crawdad looking baits ever, right? Even though it's designed to be a shrimp, it looks just like a crawdad under the water. So it crawls forward, it glides backwards, it crawls forward. It looks just like the real thing. So a couple new colors. If you guys have been throwing this, you will be excited for these. So this little shrimp color is going to be great if you live around gobies or Clearwater smallmouth, and of course green pumpkin chartreuse, always Jackson. So Bottom Up, new this week. All right, new brand in the store for us this week. We introduced to you Arc Tungsten. Now, a lot of guys, when Rains kind of went through their whatever reorganization that Rains did, a lot of guys left Rains, right? So Brent, I mean, on and on and on. And they went to Arc, and Arc developed the tungsten that everybody wanted at a price that everybody can afford. So this is like the best of both worlds. It's designed perfectly, and it's pretty inexpensive by tungsten standards. So I'm just going to fly through this. I'm not going to bore you guys with tungsten, but I'm just going to point out a few things that they do. So regular drop shot weights, right, as far as teardrops, these are available. Now they make them in a regular and in a matte black as well. So if you want something just a little bit darker, you can do that. Sale on that one. They also do a skinny drop, so more of, you know, that kind of cylinder shape instead of teardrop. And again, they do it in a regular color and in a matte black. So those are available. They do nail weights, right, in all kinds of sizes. They have Carolina rig weights. Now this is what's pretty cool with these, is everybody kind of has a different opinion when it comes to, you know, really for me, like worm weights, right? Do you do an insert, CJ, or do you do an uninserted when you do a tungsten?
I like an insert.
Okay, why?
I think it just protects the line.
Okay, so what we're talking about there is tungsten weights can either come uninserted, so it's just a normal weight, or inserted with like a clear plastic tube that goes down the middle, right? And every brand kind of does things differently. Arc is doing the same weight in both inserted and uninserted. So you can choose, right? Because I prefer uninserted. I think that the insert nicks my line more than the tungsten without the insert, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just total personal preference. So this is great that they offer that. And again, they do a matte black, they do a green pumpkin. So flipping weights, punching weights, worm weights, Carolina rig weights. So if you guys are just looking for a different tungsten brand, oh, and all the weights are stamped on the weight. So you can see it says 1/2 ounce or 3/8 ounce or whatever. So definitely take a look. ARC is basically all we've been using for the last year. Finally got them into the shop, so I think you guys would be excited for that. So brand new here at the store, ARC, available now. All right, just a quick restock note from you guys. I promised you I would let you know every time this stuff showed back up. So we just unboxed these from Japan. The Sunline Defier D-Braid returns in the key sizes, the 13 pound, 15 pound, and 19 pound. Now, this is the line that we have been throwing. I've been trying to throw this exclusively on my spinning rods because it's the best spinning rod braid that I've ever used. I only use other stuff just to either try it or I don't have any in stock. So Sunline is going to try to make this more available in the US, so hopefully we should see these become more and more available. But for now, they kind of fly out of here every time we get them. So if you guys have been waiting, great time to grab them. Now remember, these are going to be measured in Japan Go sizes, right? Not true pound test. So if you guys are using a 20 pound now, or a 15 pound now, refer to the Go sizes. I put millimeters on there so you can compare widths, but these are going to be a little bit thinner than what you guys are used to in US sizing, right? So a 19 pound is going to be more equivalent to like a 15 pound in US sizing. 15 pounds can be more equivalent to like a 10 or 12 pound US sizing, so on and so forth, right? So just keep that in mind as you get it. You are gonna love it. It's got that solid core. It's a neutral density, so it sinks, which is great for drop shot and free rig and that kind of stuff. So available again. We also see the first stock in a while on the D-Leader as well. So this is the highest quality fluorocarbon according to Sunline that they make. So the highest abrasion resistant, the most premium fluorocarbon that they've ever done. It's expensive, little spools, a lot of money, but if you guys are looking for the best, right, and you want the best, this is it. So all the sizes return in this as well. All right, CJ, let's talk about Gomexis real quick. We brought them in a few weeks back. A lot of stuff just flew out of here. I was excited to see so many people into customizing their stuff. Handles, knobs, kickstands, all that stuff. Everything returns this week, including a ton of new items. So new colors, new sizes, so definitely take a look. I'll just highlight a few key things. So a lot of you guys loved the new cork that they came out with. So there is a 100 millimeter aluminum handle with the cork knobs. Of course, you could buy just the cork knob if you want. We also asked Gomexis to do us a favor and custom build us a carbon fiber version of that handle, and they did. So for the first time ever, we now have a carbon fiber 100 millimeter handle with the cork knob. So you can choose a Daiwa or a Shimano handle, so have it fit whatever reel you guys use. This is super dope. I like the carbon fiber because it's super strong. It doesn't weigh anything. I'm just a sucker for carbon fiber. So some guys, like Griff, they love aluminum, and that's great. So whatever floats your boat, they are available now.
So I built that handle before we ordered it like that.
Yeah.
And I put it on that end Terry's for using it for swim baits.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It's so sick.
Handles.
So you build it just like this?
Yep.
Carbon with the cork?
Yep.
Yeah, it's so sick. So we also see some new handles. So we got a little dual spinning handle. So a lot of guys were asking us to bring these in. So if that floats your boat, have you used this yet?
Yes. So Luis had one on his reel yesterday.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It feels different.
It's totally different.
But it feels good.
It's interesting. Yeah. So that might speak to you. It looks kind of cool. So some new handles there. We also see some new sizing. So we see a 95 millimeter come. Okay, so a little bit smaller grip, a little smaller handle. So if you don't want that big 100 millimeters, you can. And then we also see a 90 millimeter come. And these have been super popular in Japan for bait finesse reel. So a great way to take your smaller reels, your BFS reels, your small like compact, your CTs. These are great. There's also a limited edition kind of pink color in there. So that might speak to you, might not, but you can take a look. It's got kind of a tacky feel on the grip. It's really nice, right? So cool, smaller grips. So from Gomexis, great time to take a look. If you guys like customizing your stuff, you got this on almost everything now. So yeah, super dope brand. So check them out. Available now. All right, let's talk about Daiwa really quick, CJ. So first, let's start with lures. So these came out at ICAST last year. They evaporated out of here when we first got them, and we finally are able to get a decent supply back in stock. So this is the Hemkel Minnow collab with Daiwa, brand new for this year, the 137 size. So the Hemkel Minnow Steez Custom is what they're calling it. Now, Hemkel's been making amazing baits in Japan for a really, really long time. So this is exciting that they are doing this now with Daiwa as well. So they are kind of famous for having that first kind of internal weight transfer system there on a wire. So, you know, as this thing casts, it's going to shoot to the back, and then as it slides forward, it's going to lock in place, right? But while it's in place, it's on like a titanium wire, so it kind of has this vibration and springiness to it that puts out a little pulsation into the water, which is super sick. Just gives a different appeal. It's got a circuit board lip. So again, just a different jerkbait. All the hooks are on swivels, right? So if you hook them in weird places, they'll have the ability to pivot on you as well. And you know, it's a dope bait. So if you guys are looking for something different, all the colors return this week from Daiwa. So check those out. The Hemkel Minnow returns. Let's talk about some reels really quick. I know a lot of you guys have been geeking out over the JDM Zillion HD. We've been using it a lot. That's the new kind of all black one, the 1000 size. Well, we haven't had a lot of love for lefties until now. So lefties rejoice. The 7-to-1 Zillion HD 1000 from Japan is now available in a lefty. So there you go. It's a beautiful reel. It's a great reel for not being too big. You know, the 1520 is a great one when you need like a swim bait size reel. This Zillion HD, the 1000, is great for things like flipping, frogging, just heavier duty, high impact stuff, a jig, crankbait, right? We were checking big cranks on it yesterday. So just a great one. So lefties, rejoice. Those are available now. We also see a return of the Steez A HLC in the 8-to-1 gear ratio. So these came in last week in the 6 and the 7. We see a return of the brand new 8-to-1 gear ratio. So these are the hyper long cast version. If you guys are looking to just maximize your casting distance, Steez A frame. It's got the mag seal. It's got everything in there. It's a little bit more of a blue color versus a gray, and it's got the hyper long cast spool. So it's going to maximize your casting distance and casting ease. So a super dope one if you guys are looking for just a little extra distance. The HLC 8-to-1 available now. And then we also got a little special buy on some Alphas Air T-Wings. So these are going to be the 7.1 gear ratio in the right hand retrieve. This is a super dope bait finesse reel. So if you guys have been looking for a bait finesse reel and you don't want to go all the way to Steez Air, right, this is a great addition to the line, and you're going to be able to get them at a great price now because we're able to just do a special deal by buying a bunch of them. So great time to scoop them up if you guys are righties. Again, it's a 7-1-to-1 gear ratio. Everything you need to just tackle bait finesse fishing is right here in the Alphas Air. So available while supplies last from Japan. And then also, you guys know that we're huge Exist fans around here, right? And they've got the brand new 2022 Exist out. We've posted several videos now on it. We have more to come as we use them. But one of the big complaints, I guess you could say, if we have one, is that we miss our 2018 3000 CXH, the high gear ratio, the small spool. So we are able to find a handful more of the 2018 3000 CXH in the Daiwa warehouse. So if you guys missed out on getting those before they switched over to the 2022, we have a handful in. You can scoop them up right now. So the advantage of this is you get that thinner spool, you get the higher gear ratio, so more line pickup, so 37 inches per turn versus 30, right? So a big difference. Also, it's that thinner spool, so it's not quite as heavy. So it's light, but it's got all the stuff, the DigiGear and all the stuff that, you know, you need. I love this reel. Absolute favorite reel. I've beat the shit out of it. It's incredible. So if you guys want to scoop those up, while supplies last, there's a handful more available now.
Scoop 'em.
Jump over to Shimano really quick. If you guys are Shimano reel fans, Chronarchs return for the first time in a really long time. So both righties and lefties back in stock from Shimano. Chronarch is just a great bang for the buck. $279, made in Japan. It's probably the least expensive made in Japan reel of any brand, right? So if you're looking to get that made in Japan quality and not spend $500, this is a great way to go. So Chronarchs return. We also see restock in pretty much every Daiwa reel as well. So if you guys have been waiting on Steez or Zillions or Tatulas or any of that, just a massive, massive Daiwa restock. So great time to look at reels, great time to look at rods. Tons are available now. And then while we're on Shimano, we see the brand new Shimano neoprene reel covers arrive as well. So both for spinning and casting. There's multiple sizes in there. So if you guys like putting reel covers on there, now there is a brand new option. Just clean, just black with the blue Shimano logo on it. But great protection both for casting and spinning. So those are available as well. And then we see some new G Loomis hats arrive as well. So if you're a Loomis fan, we have some kind of like old school dad type caps, right? So CJ is excited about these. So just a blue and a gray. And then we see the traditional kind of skeleton logo that you would expect from Loomis in a trucker hat, as well as this dude. This dude's actually pretty dope. I'm a huge Loomis fan, but I don't wear Loomis hats that often. But this is their cork logo. So it's a black hat, white mesh back, but the logo is actually cork. Can you see that?
That would suit you very well.
Yeah, right? It's kind of like a fine wine. There's also a cork trimming there, so pretty cool. So available now, new from Loomis.
I wonder how they get it like that. That's crazy.
I don't know. It's pretty dope. All right, let's talk about a couple of packs really quick to wrap it. This is a brand new brand. I like that you came over for this. This is pretty cool. All right, new brand from Japan called Jet Setter. Now, Jet Setter is real big in saltwater world, and they are starting to kind of make more freshwater bags, known for making super durable bags that you can basically jet set around the world and use. So their first offering in a hip pack arrives. Okay, now these are going to be available in two colors. There's this kind of real dope kind of brown and black, and then a color that Griff would love, a nice goldish yellow color. Okay, so same bag, just two different colors. Now, when you look around the bag, there's tons of like little loops, and all the loops are metal, right? So they're super solid. You're never going to break them. There's Velcro on here that if you guys want to use it as patches, you can. Lots of pockets and, you know, storage in here. There's a big flap here that you could use for pliers. You could also fit your cell phone in there if you wanted to. External pockets. There's a big internal pocket as well. The internal one is padded, and it does have dividers in there as well. So if you wanted to, you know, drop some lunchbox size things in there, you could. And then you can also carry it kind of like a tool bag as well. So if you want to wear it as a hip pack, you can. If you want to carry it as a tool bag, you can. So just a cool, very clean bag from Jet Setter. Those are available now. We also see a brand new offering from Daiwa, Japan, and this is a brand new fishing vest. Now, I thought once we got out of fly fishing, I was never going to see vests ever again, but I was wrong. So I introduced to you the brand new Daiwa fishing vest. Now, this is definitely geared more towards the saltwater angler. A lot of guys that are wading don't like to have a sling pack or a hip pack or something like that on. They like it to be just a little bit more streamlined, and they like it to have the ability to get wet and then dry very quickly. So everything in here is going to be a breathable mesh material. It's got a contoured, padded shoulder and back support, right? So you can load this thing down with all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of attachments here, easy adjustment straps. You can put your gear in here. So more of a minimalist approach that's going to be very comfortable and kind of spread the load around your shoulders versus just having like one strap cutting across your body on a sling or over your shoulder, or you know, maybe you just can't put your bag down because you got to wade out in the surf or do different things and you only need a handful of things. These could be a great option. Then you could use the clips to attach other bags if you wanted to expand it. So it's available in a gray. It's also available in a black, and you guys know that we're huge bag geeks here, so always excited to get new bags out. I don't know why I'm having such a problem with that one. There we go. Also available in a black. So these might speak to you guys. If they do, I'm going to do my best to keep them in stock, but because it's a Japan item, they make them so infrequently. I would definitely scoop them up now while you can. So available from Daiwa. What do you think?
I might need you to stand up and do a little twist for me real quick.
Oh yeah,
Model it a little bit so people can see.
CJ.
Oh. That bag is fucking dope.
Oh, I know. How's my back look, CJ? Muscular?
No. I like
Really?
it.
Even from heaving that big crankbait all day?
It's a
I didn't
workout.
bulk up?
You gotta do it
Dang it.
150 more times.
Ah, too many reps.
How many days till hockey season?
All right, then just to wrap it real quick, a huge restock in Daiwa Steez AGS rods happened this week. So all the models returned. So we got a bunch back in last week. All the key models returned this week. So the 7.2 medium, that's the reaction bait rod, is back. I also saw the bottom contact rod in here, the 7.5 medium heavy plus the bottom contact rod is back. Spinning rods, power pitch, I mean, everything that you need. We were talking a little bit earlier before the show. We've all become kind of mega fans of the Steez AGS rods. I can't say enough good things about them. CJ, fan, not fan?
I'm a fan. They're definitely rubbing off on me. I wasn't sure if I'd like them at first, but I'm a big fan.
Griff?
Yeah. There's not one bad rod in that whole series.
There's not. They're amazing. So if you guys haven't tried these yet, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I just want you to experience great rods. So definitely worth a look. So all the rods, Steez AGS, return this week. All right, guys, that is a wrap. Cheers, CJ.
Cheers.
Cheers to a
Ben.
great Sunday. If you guys have questions on anything that we covered, definitely drop it down below in the comments. As long as I'm not fishing, I will get to it. Haven't decided if we're going yet or not. Let me finish this beer and we'll see what we can do. CJ will leave links to everything we just spoke about down below if you guys want to check any of them out closer. Definitely do that. On behalf of myself and CJ and everybody here at the Hookup Guys, thank you for the time. Thank you for your business. Thank you for the support. Have a wonderful Sunday. Go fishing. Hug your family. Catch a big one. Peace. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday.